So, okay, I will take one another song from Thirumangai.
Yeah.
So Thirumangai, he goes to this Kanchipuram Divyadesham called Ashtabhujakaram. So he there the Narayana has 8 hands. So he holds various ayudhas in 8 hands. Seeing somebody like that with 8 different weapons and things like that, somehow he becomes an Aika. But he falls in love with him. And தஞ்சம் இவர்க்கு என் வளையும் நில்லா நெஞ்சமும் தம்மதே சிந்தித்தேற்கு வஞ்சி மருங்குல் நெருங்க நோக்கி வாய் திறந்து ஒன்று பணித்ததுண்டு நஞ்சமுடைத்து இவர் நோக்கும் நோக்கம் நான் இவர் தம்மை அறிய மாட்டேன் அஞ்சுவன் மற்றிவர் ஆர்குலென்ன தவியகரத்தேன் என்றாரே. So it's a very very beautiful song. So it like the last line keeps repeating in all the 10 songs. I've just taken one of it. So it goes like அஞ்சுவன் இவரை ஆர்குலென்ன that is common for all 10 songs. So he says Tanjam ivarku en valayum nilla. So it is like as if I don't know if I have surrendered to him or not. It's like as if my bangles have surrendered to him. And why he uses this phrase is very interesting because whenever she thinks of him, at that very moment she becomes lean and the bangles can't stand on her hand and just falls off because her size becomes smaller and the bangles automatically fall off her hand. So this is something called Sangam Saridal, and that's there from the Sangam times. So even Nammalvar uses Sangam Sarindana Sai Idanden, Tadamalai Punniramai Talarnden. My bangles have fallen off thinking about him. My breasts have become pale. What use is it now if he does not come? So he says, I don't know if I have surrendered to him or not. My bangles have surrendered to him. They are falling off my hand. And Nenjam Tammade Sinditterku. My mind has always been contemplating on his beauty. But suddenly he appears with all these 8 hands and all this thing. I got afraid. But then what he does is Vanji Marungul Nerunga Noki. Vanji Marungul is slender hips. So he looks at these very slender hips of mine. Vanji Marungul, how does he see it? Is Nerunga Noki. He looks at it like has a very close observation. வாய் திறந்து ஒன்று பணித்தது உண்டு. He opened his mouth and said one thing. And the poem has just that. He said one thing. And the Vyakhyanam tradition that I said has something more to it. வாய் திறந்து ஒன்று பணித்தது உண்டு. What did he say? That ஒன்று is what? What is that one thing that he said? I'll answer that just a little bit later. And he says, நஞ்சம் உடைத்து இவர் நோக்கும் நோக்கம். Oh, his look is not, something is off, Nanjam udaithu. It's very venomous. I mean, he's looking at my hips in some other manner. He says, Nokam, naan ivar thammai ariya maten. But I don't recognize this fellow fully, he's not himself today. Anjivan matrivar yargol enna. Oh my God, is he somebody else? And he's scared that she's scared that if somebody else. And he says, Attabhuyagaraten endrare. Oh, don't worry, I am from Ashtabhujagaram only, I'm the same person. And the Vyakhyanam, as I said, Ondru Panithadu Undu. What is that one thing that he said? There is one guru in Vaishnava tradition called Parashara Bhatta. So to Parashara Bhatta goes a Shishya and asks, what is she saying? I mean, Ondru Panithadu Undu, one thing he said. And what is that one thing? She doesn't tell it to us. And Parashara Bhatta says, they are two lovers. They'll have 1,000 things. We shouldn't enter into their realm. But the Shishya said, then why does she sing about it? Let them have it to themselves. So Parashara Bhatta is like, all right, I'll answer, but keep it to yourself, because we know it all out today. He is said to have said, okay, and the context is, Vanji Marungul Nerunga Noki Vaidarandu Ondru Panithadundu. He keenly observed the slender hips and went to her ear and told something. What that thing is, he says, your hips are so slender. It looks like as if your body will break into two because of that slenderness. You don't have to worry. I have 8 hands. Can I catch your hips with all 8 of them? Like, it won't fall. I have 8 hands to catch your hips. Can I hold your hips with all my 8 hands? So that's one song of Thirumangai. That's very beautiful.
Okay. So the next one is, I mean, I think it's a testimony to how little people have remembered Annamacharya. This song that I'm going to talk about, and incidentally, this is the context of our doing this video as well. The Lanjakadu Avudura, because the today, as I was, I mean, um, like I was just, huge fight was happening in our building, and somebody got really angry because another person called him this word. So that is, and it's become a swear word today, and Annamacharya used it to describe Venkateshwara. So you can imagine the kind of how much language has changed. It has become a bad word today. That's one thing, and two, it's people also are not uncomfortable with talking about these compositions at all. Like at least the Yemoko and Jagadapu are also equally are quite sensual, but I think people have ignored the meaning, have forgotten the meaning of because most of it is like very hard to understand anyways. So so this I couldn't find anybody singing it, but I know it has been tuned. I think most of the compositions that have been discovered from the Bhandagaram have been tuned by several composers, but this I haven't found any recording of this, and it reads లంజకాడ వౌదూరా నీ లాగులెల్ల గానవచ్చే ముంజేత బెట్టిన సొమ్ములకు అద్దనేలరా పొంకక ఎవ్వతో so లంజకాడ like Lanja means it means like a slut. That's what the word means. So Lanja Kadu means a person of sluts. Like he spends time with them, or he's a man of sluts. That's what it means. Auduvu means you shall become, or are you not? You are like that. You're always spending time. You're like such a like. It's not even like calling someone a stud. It's like it's a like you're such a cheap. You're such a bad guy. You're a dog. That's the kind of thing.
You're a man of force.
Yeah. So and we know all your tricks, right? And ముంజేత పెట్టిన సొమ్ములకు అద్దనేలరా, to see the size, to see the jewel on your own wrist, why do you need a mirror? You can guess that probably there's a woman behind him and he's in the mirror to see her, so she's upset about that or something. I'm guessing, because from this Pallavi, that's all I can think of. So that's the thing. So this is actually very similar to the kind of poetry that someone like Kshetraya or even the Javalis, right? There is a woman who is in it and she's complaining, why are you like this? Because the other two are not like that. He's still he's talking to his friends, or he's still full of bhakti, and everything's looking amazing to him. But here he's he's in a triangle,
right?
So it's a similar. I think you can see what I'm saying. The theme is the mood is very similar to a Javali. కొంకక ఎవ్వతో కాని కోరి నీ భుజము మీద కంకణాలు చేయి వేసి కౌగిలించా బోలును వంకలైన ఒత్తులెల్ల బడిగాన వచ్చే నింక బొంక నేమిటికిరా నీ భూమెలెల్ల. Yeah, so he's saying that somebody, like, it's again, so she's saying that he's a liar, nee boomelella, why do you need to still keep lying? And she's saying, looking at his wrist, she can she can see that somebody has hugged his hand, somebody has held your hand so hard, I can see it. Why are you still lying that you haven't met a person? That is what this charanam is saying. And then ఒద్దిక నెవ్వతో గాని ఓరి నీపురము మీద నిద్దరించి గంటమాల నీలములొత్తినది తిద్దిన జానవుగాన తిరిగి మాతో బుద్ధ నేటికిరా నీ బచ్చినేయ జాలను. Okay, I am not interested in coming to you, vachine jalanu, and you're like you're like you're trying to please me. You're saying no, please, you're trying to pamper me. But all of that is completely futile right now. I can see that somebody has slept over your body, and the imprints on of the jewels that the person was wearing. Okay, so I can see all that you've done last night. Why are you trying to lie to me? I know you spent some time with somebody else. And then and next is Veduka Nevvato. Evva is here is evaru. Anybody with somebody you have done something. వేడుక నెవ్వతో తిరువేంకటేశ్వర నిన్ను కూడిన నీ మేని తావి కొల్ల పట్టుకొన్నది తోడనే నా కౌగిటిలో దొరకొంటి వింక నిన్ను నాడనేమిటికిరా నాయల పెళ్ళ ధీరను. Yeah, so I mean, this verse means that you had so much perfume on you, so much fragrance, but now there isn't all of it because somebody was spending time with you, that person stole your fragrance. So the fact that you don't have so much fragrance now, I can say that you spent time with somebody else. So it's like that, you know. It's I mean, but I mean, I think this. What is interesting, I think, is all of them, as you said, are Sambhoga, Shringara, but the character is different. The narrator in each of these is very different. So it's at the position that the relationship between Venkateshwara and the person is also very different because of that. Yeah. But yeah, I wish I could find some audio of this, but I couldn't. Yeah.
Great. So make me the host so I can play something.
Sorry?
Make me the host so I can play a song.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
Just go on top. That ... will be there on me, on my this thing.
Oh yeah. Huh. Dot, and then what? Hold on.
Make host.
Wait, there is no ... now.
On top of my face, if you go.
Oh, okay. That on your face. Okay. Huh. Make host. Done. Yes.
Oh.
I heard host as horse. I was like, I mean, I thought you were doing some echoing of the previous composition.
Oh, no. Yes. Share computer. So that is
really, I mean, enchanting.
Yeah. So that's a song by again Thirumangalgar. So now she is singing as herself, and she is talking to her friend, other Gopika, and she goes to this temple called Nagapatnam, and she does not mention the place there, but she says she just goes and stands before him, and he starts looking at her, you know, with all the naughtiness there is, and she is feeling very shy about it, and she's talking to her friend, and that's the context of the poem. So the first thing she describes is about his beauty. பொன்னிவர் மேனி மரகதத்தின் பொங்கிடம் ஜோதி அகலத்தாரம் மின்னிவர் வாயில் நல் வேதமோதும் வேதியர்வான் வராவர் தோழி என்னையும் நோக்கி என் அல்குலும் நோக்கி ஏந்தளம் கொங்கையும் நோக்குகின்றார் அன்னையன் நோக்கும் என் ரஞ்சுகின்றேன் அச்சோ ஒருவர் அழகியவா. So what she says is பொன்னிவர் மேனி மரகதத்தின் பொங்கு இளம் சோதி அகலத்தாரம். It's like as if பொன்னிவர் மேனி, it's like as if you have melted gold and you have added some maragadam, emeralds to it, and pongu ilam sodi, and if there is a Ilam Sodhi, the Jyoti is not very bright and burning that it affects your eyes. It's like a warm light, and that's how he is. And she describes Ivar Vayilnal Vedam Bodam Vediyar Vanavaravardoli. Like the people in the village of his are all chanting Vedas. It's like as if this is like some Devalokam. But then she goes on to say what is happening between them. So she tells her friend, Yennayum Noki. He's, oh, what do I say? He's looking at me. She's like this, oh my God, he's looking at me. That mood. Yennayum Noki. And then Yen Alhulum Noki. He comes up and he's starting to stare at my belly button. He's just there. He's wandering. His eyes are wandering there. ஏந்து இளம் கொங்கையும் நோக்குகின்றார். He comes a little up and he's staring at my breasts, which are very tender, but they're still heavy. ஏந்து இளம் கொங்கையும் நோக்குகின்றார், and he's looking at that, with his sense of that much of love that he has to me. Now the Sakhi gets a bit this thing. My God, is there any trouble? Then the Nayika says, no, there's no trouble between me and him. I mean, I want this to happen. But then why are you even scared? And she says, Annai ennokkum endru anjugindren. I am scared what my mother will say if she sees us both looking at each other. So I'm scared what my mother would do, looking at us, like looking at each other, looking at us, looking at each other. And then she says, she ends the song with Acho oruvar azhagiyava, which is like, oh my God, why is he so beautiful? And that's where the song ends, like Acho oruvar azhagiyava. And it's like classic phrase he uses for 10 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I go next?
Sure.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So I think this one, I think you should make me the host now.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I think this, I'm sure, I think you would have heard this. I think most people, I mean, I even saw this in one of your comments. So I'll play that.
పలుకుతే నెలతల్లి పవళించెను పలుకుతే నెలతల్లి పవళించెను పలుకుతే నెలతల్లి పవళించెను కలిగి తనముల గలసిరదిగాన పలుకుతే నెలతల్లి పవళించెను కలిగి తనముల విభుని గలసిరదిగాన పలుకుతే నెలతల్లి పవళించెను నిగని మోము మోముపై నిగని మోముపై నిగని మోముపై దరులు గెలకుల చదరా నిగని మోముపై నరులు గెలకుల చదరా నిగని మోముపై నరులు గెలకుల చదరా బగలైన దాగ చలి పవ్వళించెను.
Yeah. I feel really horrible to stop in the middle. I mean, when you start listening to it, you feel like you're immersed in that. Right? Sorry?
Beam Plus has that effect, and it's an afternoon raga as well. Now it's an afternoon when we record.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, go on.
I'm trying to wait. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, the singer needs no introduction to most of your audience. I think Sanjay Subramaniam. here again, I think there's a shift in the voice again of the poet here, Annamacharya. Here he's calling Padmavati Devi Talli, which means mother, right? And so it's so there is clear, that Adhyatma Bhakti element is there in this. That I think that's the difference between the previous ones and here. There it is, it's much more casual. Even though he thinks he's Venkatapati and stuff, it is the description when you start when you first enter the song. There is no reverence. There is nothing like that. He's just describing, like he's just excited with the scenes. But here I think there is some sort of deference towards Padmavati Devi, and through Padmavati Devi he's talking about how the Shringara that happened between Padmavati and Venkateshwara. That's the whole scheme of the song. And I think I should say this in advance. So when I'm listening to some of the lyrics, it reminds me of Gurudat's Chaudhary Ka Chand song, that film from Chaudhary Ka Chand film, where there is that the moonlight falling, the Chandni of Chandni falling on Wahida Rahman. It's very, very similar. I mean, the sort of the ecstasy that the poet feels is similar to the ecstasy of the filmmaker in that scene. I mean, it's very unusual kind of comparison, but I think, I mean, if you watch it, you'll realize it's very similar.
Right.
Anyways, so just Paluku Tenela Talli Pavalincheno Kaliki Tanamula Vibuni Galasinadi Gana. So Paluku Tene is one whose words are like honey. So the sweet, Saumyamaina Madhuram, like very pleasant, very kind woman, kind mother of ours, Padmavati Devi. She's sleeping, but has she not met our coy Lord Venkateshwara? But he's not talking about Venkateshwara. He doesn't refer to it, but yeah, Vibhudu is Venkateshwara here. And next is Niganigani Momupai Nerulu Gelakulu Chedara Pagalaina Daka Cheli Pavalinchenu. Niganigani is like glittering, shining. Niganigani Momupai Nerulu Gelukulu Chedara. Nerulu, I think, is like light. So this Nerulu, Nerulu is hair. Sorry, Nerulu is hair is are scrawling her face. They are covering. There's this strands of hair covering her face, and she is resting till the morning. Like Tegani Parinatulato Tellavarina Daka Jagadekapati Manasu Jatti Kone Jatti Gone Gaka. So with Tegani Parinatulu means limitless. Tegani is limitless, unbroken. Parinati is like moves, with creativity and like flowering. With so she's saying, he's saying with limitless moves. She's spending time till morning with limitless moves. She's making advances at Venkateshwara. So I think Pavalinchi here is not like sleeping as she's lying down, not
lying down, right?
Snoring, sleeping. Okay. And Kongu Jarina Merugu Gubbalolayega Daruni Bangaru Medapai Pavalinchenu Chengaluva Kanugonala Singara Muladolaka Nanga Jagaruni Doda Nalasinadigaaka Kana Muripempu Natanato Mutyala Malagupai Paravashambu Daruni Pavalinchenu Tiruvenkatachala Dipuni Kaugita Galasi Yaravirai Nunu Chamata Nantinadi-gana. So again, these are all descriptive. So it's all about her sleeping and what are the different things that are happening on her. Like so, her Kongu Jarina Merugu, which is that she's like a radiance whose mantle has fallen off because of the act, and she's resting on this golden palace. So again, there is this zooming out, and he's looking at Vaikuntham again. Or Tirumala, whichever you want to take. And Chengaluva Kanugonala Singaramuna Dolaka Nanga Jagaruni Toda Nalasinadigaaka, which is that she's so we can ignore the Venkateshwara part. I mean, it's all about she's in union with Venkateshwara, but what is she? She's her fantasies, her beauties, her charms are like the blooming Kaluva, which is the night time, the night lotus, and and her love making is like an opera. No, natana is acting, dancing, whatever. So her Muripempu is like a natana, and then finally she is in an embrace with Thiruvenkata Dipulu, which is Thiruvenkatadipa is Venkateshwara.
Venkateshwara. That's amazing. So this is my last song that I've taken for
Yes,
this.
yes.
So this is one from Nammalvar.
Yeah.
So Nammalvar in this Krishna has gone with some other woman, like your previous song that you sing. Like
Yeah.
so Tirigi Tirigi Nato, why are you coming and trying and again and justifying yourself, something like that.
Yeah.
So here she is in that state. He comes after being in union with somebody, and the scene is that he had taken her ball and some other playing equipment and some Shringara stuff, like say sandal or whatever was there with her. He has taken all of that from Nammalvar or Parankusha Nayika and gone to the other woman.
Yeah.
And now
I think you could speak about Nammalvar a little, because the previous verse you did speak.
There is not much story about Nammalvar because it's all shrouded in mystery. The legend has it that he was born as a young baby and then he just crawled and went and sat in dhyana under a tree. And up to 16 years, he never ate anything. He was like a yogi. And he grew up under the tamarind tree only. So it is said that the tamarind tree is like Adi Sesha, and Nammalvar is like as if Sakshat Vishnu has come to experience how bhakti is. Instead of being the Bhagavan, he wants to be the Dasa. Like somewhat like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is said, like Krishna wanted to see how Radha felt and therefore he came as Chaitanya. So something like that. It's said that Adisesha came as the tamarind tree and Vishnu himself came as Nammalvar to experience how a Bhakta will experience him. Something like that. And we don't have any other story other than that after 16 years when he meets Madhura Kavi, he starts singing songs and Madhura Kavi notes it down. That's all we have.
Yeah.
So his songs are mostly Vipralamba. Very little Sambhoga is there. Some Dasya is there. But his 1,000 songs are given the utmost prominence in the
Vaishnava tradition.
So this is a context where Krishna comes back with her, stuff, ball and bat and whatnot. He enters the room, and she is like, you can get lost. You don't have to come here. Done. I'm done with you. Right. And therefore she says, Minnida Madavargal Ninnarull Suduvar Mungunana Anjuvan, Manuda Yelanga Yarangalta Mayavane, Unudaya Sundayam Nanarivan, Iri Vigon to Savadan, Enudaya Pandum Kadalum Tandu Poganambi. So she is starting with Minnidai Madavarkal. So because when he is entering, he is saying with the ball and bat and things in his hand. So he is like, oh, your hips resemble lightning. They're like so slender. It's like as if, it's like a lightning, jolt of lightning. And therefore, she is replying to him, Minnadai Madavargal Ninnarull Suduvar Munbu Nanada Anjivan. Oh, there are people who are actually, whose hips are actually like bars of lightning. You can go to them. Why are you, making false claims with me? I know I am not that praiseworthy for you. You can go to them. You don't have to come to me. Nin Arul Suduva. They're all waiting for you to come to their houses and for you to be in union with them. I am not waiting for you. You can go there. There are thousands of women who are waiting for you. You can go. Munba Nanada Anjuvan. I used to be afraid, and I am afraid, she says. And why is she afraid is because if I am with you, then they'll start scolding not only you, they'll scold me also, like how I am scolding them now. I don't want to be party to all of that, so you can please leave. And she goes on to say, Mannudai Ilangai Arangata Mayavane. She is invoking a previous avatara, Rama avatara, and she says, oh, I know to what extent you will go for one woman. You will go into the forest, you will fight with Ravana, you will build bridges, you will make friends with monkeys, you will do tumultuous tasks to meet one woman who is separated. Now here are 1,000 women, I know how much more you will do, for meeting all of us.
Yeah.
So I know all the Dramebazi don't come to me, she says.
Yeah.
உன்னுடைய சுண்டாயம் நான் அறிவன் இனி இது கொண்டு செய்வதேன். Shundayam is it's very difficult to, it's like Sundayam is like, I know all your koi or your con artist kind of thing. I know all your magic tricks and you're a con artist, she says.
Gimmickry.
Sundayam nan arivan.
Gimmickry.
Yes, gimmickry. உன்னுடைய சுண்டாயம் நான் அறிவன் இனி இது கொண்டு செய்வதன். What am I to do with all of that? What are you to do with all of that? I am not going to say yes to you. So you can't even enter my house. You can leave, but before leaving, என்னுடைய பந்தும் கடலும் தந்து போக நம்பி. You can leave, but leave that ball here and go. That is mine, she says. என்னுடைய பந்தும் கடலும் தந்து போக நம்பி. And the Vyakyanam is very sweet. She actually doesn't want him to leave. She is waiting for the time when he does not just praise her, but he's actually going to apologize to her and then enter the house. So she wants to see that face of his. So when she says, "Ennudaiya pandum kadalum," when she says that, give me my ball and bat and go, she is expecting him to say, how is this yours? I was the one who gifted to you, so it's mine. So somehow she wants the conversation to, get going so that she can pull him inside despite being angry. So that's the mood here. So yeah, that's a wrap with my side. Go on.
So I think because next time mine is going to be the next I'm going to say my last poem next. So why don't talk about where people can read about these things? Like afterlife of these people. I mean, I know it's a very long afterlife because they've lived so many years back, but
so the Alvars, of course, there are works done, translations done in English, which I can give a description in the description box. But unfortunately, the Vyakyanams that are there have not been, fully translated. More so because it's very difficult to do that, because the language, you need to understand the Moolam language, because it's a word play that they make to give those meanings. So I think that's something that's difficult to non-Tamil natives, even to Tamil readers. The language is very difficult. They have this typical style for writing. Poha nirka will mean it actually, a lay Tamil man will be like he didn't go, but actually it will mean he went. So these are what to say, specific paribhasha that they use in these commentaries that is very difficult to translate. Only a person who, I don't know, you need to be in that sphere to understand that language. But of course, there are resources in English. But my lacuna is that I have not read any of this from academic resources or English translations. So I received all of this from gurus. So I might be able to point to traditional sources, but not to academic English sources. But yes, right. I can point to some things that are.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll read my last song, and I couldn't find this either. Actually, this was tuned to the Raga Shokavarali, but I can't find any recording anywhere. And it's similar to it's similar to the Javali style. And here it's kind of the opposite in that she's acting shy. The Nayaka, who Annamacharya is, she's acting shy and saying, just because I'm a woman, do you think you can do whatever you want?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Like, it's like that. She's like, you expect, you are a man, so it's easy for you to, take us on, but you can't expect the same from us, that kind of a thing. But at the same time, she's jealous and she's like, but I mean, when she's talking about that, she's also talking about, you did that with that woman. Like, so it's that complex. So it says, Aduvaram aitene anta siggu vidichema peduka panupu paiki pilichevu neevu, which is just because we are women, are we supposed to shun our shame, and you call us to your bed. And next is ఏకాంతమున మీరిద్దరూ ఉండగాను కాకునేసి నేను దగ్గర వచ్చునా మేకొని మీ లోపల మీరే నవ్వుకోగా ఇక్కడ నెడచొచ్చి ఎలయించవచ్చునా. So I mean, you're calling me, but what am I supposed to do there? He's saying in your alone time, in solace, while you two are spending time together, how can I take how can I take the leeway to come to you, and you people spend all night laughing, giggling to each other, you know. So what will I do there, right? And the next is మచ్చిక నొకరొకరు మాటలాడు కొనగాను వచ్చినే బొత్తు గలయవచ్చున నేడు పచ్చి అయిన పలుపు వలపులను పరవశమై ఉండగా పచ్చడము గొప్పి మేము బలికించవచ్చున. So how can I disturb you? That's so you see exactly what is going on. She's saying, you know, I'm not going to, I'm too shy, but she's saying you're doing that with that person, which is like, come on, come to me also. I mean, why are you spend time with her? That's the thing. So it's like with Machika is with amazing you know, friendship, with amazing intimacy. You people talk to each other all night, and why should I interfere in that? You know, bottu galaya vachuna nedu పచ్చి అయిన వలపులను పరవశమై ఉండగా, while you are lost in each other, okay, while you're lost in each other because of, you know, lost to each other, you know, lost in love towards each other, why should I talk, why should I call any of you? I mean, I'm not going to disturb you people. You guys do whatever you want, I don't care. Okay? And next is నీవు నాపే గుడి నెరుపులు మెరయగాను చేవదేర నేను సేవ చేయవచ్చున శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర నన్ను చెందితివా కేకు చెప్పి మా వంటి వారికే మేలు మరవగవచ్చున. So here I think she's saying that you've, like, how can you forget me again? You know, you spent so much time with me, and you became so close to me, and now you're forgetting me. So now she's coming to a point, basically, from the departing from her previous position that, you know, I'm not going to come, I'm too shy. She's like, yeah, fine, I'll tell you the point. Why do you forget me? That is very simple, but, you know, crisp kind of a song. And as I said, I think I'll talk a little about the afterlife, you know, of what happened after Annamacharya. So it is said that he composed around 30,000 compositions, and these are, as I said, from different genres, different styles. So this is just the Shringar. I mean, there are, for example, there is something like Narayanate Namo Namo, which I'm sure you have heard, which is a completely different thing, which is all, you know, all his usual Sahasranamavali. He just plucks, you know, like it's pure Adhyatma Bhakti, let's say. Yeah. And there are of different styles, and during his own lifetime, after people realized the wealth of Annamacharya's literature, the copper plate inscriptions began, but they escalated during his grandson's time, Pedda Tirumala, and during Achita Devaraya's time, this entire space, you know, this underground dungeon of Annamacharya Bhandagaram was constructed, and I don't think today we know where it is. And for many centuries, it was completely forgotten. People just knew Annamacharya existed because his inscriptions are there across Rayalaseema and even beyond. Even in Tamil Nadu, some places it's mentioned.
Even in Srirangam, he is mentioned.
Yeah, so I mean, he's like one of the memorialized poets because of how close he is to the Tirumala institution. Because of he's so close to the temple institution that he could never really be forgotten. And interestingly, all of these are referred to Venkatapati and implicitly Krishna. But in others, it's directly he talks about Rama, directly Narasimha, directly Vamana, directly like individual temples gods as well. You know, Ahobilam, Simhachalam, or I think he makes reference to Shiva also. Even Srikalahasti is very close. Probably he makes reference to Srikalahasti also, I'm guessing. But the inscriptions themselves are forgotten, and the plates. But I think the tradition continued in the village of Talapaka. It continued for many centuries. But people knew this person existed, but didn't really have access to these compositions. It's only in the 20th century that people started reading Annamacharya again. And the legend is that one poet named Veduri Prabhakar Shastri, who was one of the great literateurs of that time, he's said to have accidentally found it somewhere, but we don't know. I mean, he never wrote about it. But he was one of the Parishkarkarta, which is like, he was one of the people who was part of the Annamacharya project. He was one of the people who copied the inscriptions down into paper. So because of that, probably they attributed to him. But we know that Robert Caldwell, the very famous person from, you know, Fort St. George, who's also known for the Dravidian proof. So even he So he said to have visited Tirupati and discovered some copper plate inscriptions. So we don't know. Maybe he may have stumbled upon Annamacharya Kirtanas as well. But I think from 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, so 30s onwards, there is a steady, discovery of these, and then now it's TTD is has done one great service that which is, and actually, uh, these can be read in English as well. Some of them, because they've been translated by probably the most famous writers in Telugu English, which is David Shulman and Vecha Narayan Rao. So they've written a book called God on the Hill, which is only translated to Annamacharya Kirtanas, and they do exactly this. They try to take different kinds of compositions and translate them. So you have Enta Matramuna in it. You have Lanjakadu Gaudura. You have Emako. So you have some of these, but you also have different other kinds of compositions. So they call this inscription, this inscribing of Annamacharya Kirtanas as the grandest literary infrastructure project in South Asian history, because it's 30,000 compositions, which is probably hundreds of people were involved in it. Anyway, so back to the Annamacharya project. After they were discovered, TTD has made it a point to employ several well-known musicians, people who were dedicated, like Balakrishna Prasad, who were dedicated for Annamacharya himself, and others who were well-known outside as well, like Balamurali Krishna or M.S. Subbulakshmi, among others. And now I think his compositions have become part of the Carnatic repertoire as well.
I think he is a household figure.
Sorry?
I think he has become a household figure for every one of us.
Yeah. I think now in South Indian, especially in Andhra, obviously, but even other places as well.
Tamil Nadu, even for us.
Yeah. So in Carnatic, it has become a normal, it has become part of the repertoire. So I think that is very similar to Purandaras as well. Even he is, there are many overlaps actually, that both Purandaras and he write in the vernacular as well as Sanskrit. So either even Purandaras writes in Sanskrit and Kannada, and he's closely associated with the Vijayanagara Empire. There is that Purandara Mandapa as well in Hampi, and but I think he was, and he's also, and similar to him, similar to Annamacharya, who's associated with the Sri Vaishnava tradition. Even Purandara is associated with the Madhva tradition, and now again he's also become part of the Carnatic repertoire, similar to Annamacharya. So I think that's about it, and I think I should add that I said the film. So in 1997, this film came out, which does great injustice. According to David Shulman, it reduced it to some masala piety, like he's just this pure bhakta, but there's no like the creative genius. For example, there's Emoko, the kind of metaphors that he's using, that he's calling the Coryllium, he's calling it the letter that Padmavati writes. So that sort of creativity of the writer aspect of Annamacharya does not come through the film. And also it's a masala film, so there is like one. So Annamacharya was married to 2 women, but that was after he became a bhakta. The entire family was reluctant to get him married, but they got him married anyways. But here in the film, he has 2 Maradalu, which is 2 sisters-in-law who he loves from childhood and all of that stuff. So there is that film, but the film is important for the popularization of his compositions in Andhra. And finally, the 2 books everybody could read is The God on the Hill, as I said, and the other is called When God is a Customer, which is about this erotic poetry, and which is about this Devadasi based poetry, where the poet is the Nayika, and she's jealous, or it's a communication between Devadasi and the customer. So and there you have, among other poets, you have Kshetraya as well. You have, I think, who else do you have? Sorry?
Sarangapani.
Yeah, Sarangapani. Yeah, I think Karveti Nagaram. I think for Karveti Nagaram.
Pattakura, Nakongu, etc.
Yeah. So in that you find his as well. But I think the best thing to do, actually, even if you don't understand the meaning, is just to listen to him, because it's like, it's all over the place. It's not some commodity or anything like that. Yeah. So
as regards Alvars, the legend has it that their compositions were lost, and there was another Acharya called Nathamuni who comes, who meditates on Nammalvar, gets the compositions through divine will, and then he starts propagating.
I think Madhurakavi is considered the link between the Acharyas and the...
Madhurakavi, he chanted the verses of Madhurakavi to gain access to Nammalvar's divine form to get the compositions from.
Right.
That's the legend. But whereas when you see in academic history, after the period of Alvar's 8th, 9th I mean, yeah, 8th, 9th, 10th century, 8th, 9th century, 7, 8, 9. From 10th, 11th century itself, we start getting inscriptions in temples saying Tirupadiyam Vinnappam Seivar, to chant or sing the inscriptions, to sing the verses of Alvars. So I think, and there is also installation with the Cholas saying Thiruvaimozhi Devan, a separate Vishnumurti to listen to Thiruvaimozhi being sung. So it has been a continuous tradition of chanting and singing these verses in temples, and it's there even today. So academic history is a little different from the hagiography in this case. So that's about it.
It was a great session. This is our favorite conversation so far.
Yes, I think we should do more of poetry. I think,
Yeah.
more than Indian history.
Like then, see it.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Regan. Thank you, all of you, for listening to us very patiently. I think that was really enjoyable to both of us. I hope it was to you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Namaskar.